Hey y'all, Juliana here. I'm out in the Trillium garden where another one of our native red tubular flowers is blooming. It is the Woodland Pinkroot, or Spigelia marilandica. Despite looking super similar to all of our other native red tubular flowers that are blooming right now, Pinkroot is doing something completely unique. Instead of presenting its pollen on single solitary anthers, or the male pollen producing parts of the flower, Pinkroot is relying on its stigma, or the female ovum producing part of the flower, to help spread its pollen. In order to really understand this, we need to take a closer look at the flower. Taking a look at the Pinkroot flower, we can see that the stigma is centrally located and is towering above a ring of anthers. Just below the receptive tip of the stigma, we might find a clump of yellow dust. This is the pollen. Before the Pinkroot flower opens, its anthers and its stigma are maturing. The anthers form a ring and they are perfectly poised over the growing stigma so that the stigma is forced through the ring of anthers as it grows. Once the receptive tip of the stigma passes through the ring of anthers, the anthers simultaneously drop their pollen, which is then picked up on the neck of the stigma, which is bristly and hairy. By doing this, the pollen is now readily accessible at the center of the flower for visiting pollinators. This pollen presentation strategy is really beneficial for flowers that do not have as diverse or numerous a pollinator audience. Instead of risking the flower not being pollinated by presenting pollen on wayward, solitarily flailing about anthers, the Pinkroot deliberately packs all of its pollen on the neck of the centrally located stigma, which makes it conveniently unavoidable for any of its visiting pollinators. It's a clever strategy to ensure pollination.